So, I know that in some of my recent videos I talked a lot about uh, what you consume consumes you. And then I recently started talking about fire, the element of fire. I think I took down a lot of videos, so that might not still be up, but so fire is definitely the energy that will consume things the quickest and the fastest. So, if you're like in a situation where you're getting consumed by things that you don't want to be consumed by because you're being forced to be aware of things and consume things that you don't want to consume, then fire is the quickest way out of that, because fire will burn things all the way to the root, so that you will absolutely have a choice if that is something that you still want to do or not. But that's basically just speeding up the whatever process you were already in, because fire is the force that consumes things the fastest, the quickest, and the most. And that's why if you have a passion, if you have something that you're passionate about, all right, whatever that is what consumes you the most, and therefore it's what you consume the most. So fire and passion, it's the most beautiful force. It's also the most destructive and also the most creative force. So playing around with fire, be really careful, because it's not that you have to be wary. Just make sure that you put a lot of care into where you direct your internal fire and what you choose to burn, and how you choose to spread your internal fire, and the things that you choose to be passionate about, because that is where all of who you are is ultimately being directed, and it will absolutely consume all of you, and it will become you. You will become that passion. So if you're ever wondering why you might have anger issues or anything like that, right, it's all directly related to whatever you're passionate about. And it's not necessarily that you have to get a hold of the passion, you have to get a hold of the fire, that you have to control it, because you can't really control fire. You can only manage fire and make sure that it stays in a certain area, make sure that it doesn't spread to too many things and burn up too much stuff at once. So fire kind of needs to be isolated to some extent, and it needs to be limited, because if you don't limit it, it's just going to burn everything away that it can, until the fire just goes out completely. So if you want more fuel for your fire, so that your fire doesn't just burn everything and then get put out, you have to learn how to keep your fire secluded enough, esoterically speaking, so that it doesn't become too dangerous or too passionate to the point that it kind of loses direction and a true purpose. So as long as you manage your fire so that it doesn't ever become too much for you to handle, there will always be more that you'll find to start to fuel your fire and your passion with. You just gotta really put a lot of care into it. And see, there's already a fire within all of us. There's already a flame. There's already a passion within everything, within everyone. And sometimes it's kind of hidden, but the only reason that it's hidden is because it's being covered up by false passion and false fire that isn't your true fire, that isn't your true passion. If you want to find your true passion, you want to find your true fire, you're going to have to do a lot of secluding, a lot of isolating. You're going to have to really spend time alone with yourself and really let your fire just burn in one single fire pit away from anybody else's fire pit. And as you find your fire, you'll see that you'll start to notice what was and what wasn't a distraction, what was a waste of your time and what wasn't a waste of your time. And you'll start to have more care for your fire. You'll start to have more respect for your internal fire. You'll start to really take your passion a lot more seriously and a lot more carefully. There's a fire that is like, sometimes it can be buried so deep that the only way to find it is you have to let go of any thoughts or emotions that you have. Anything that you might be feeling, anything that you might be thinking, you might just have to just let all of it go completely and just observe it. Don't think about your feelings. Don't think about your emotions. Don't have feelings or emotions about your thoughts. And just keep observing. And you will start to see a lot of emotions, feelings, and thoughts start to disappear because you're really observing now. You're finding what is false, what isn't your true fire. And as you do that, it's like a purification that you're putting yourself through. You're like purifying your own fire, and that's like the true definition of fighting fire with fire. If you really know how to fight fire with fire, then you know what I'm talking about, because this is what this is. And when you purify your fire utilizing this fire that I just ignited here, by you listening to this audio or watching this video, you're going to find that no matter how hard it might be to believe right now, no matter how hard it might be to feel your internal fire, it's in there. It is in there. There is something that you are very deeply passionate about. There's something in there that you truly do take very seriously. And you are absolutely going to find it. Sometimes you just have to push yourself to the absolute limit. Sometimes that's what it takes to fight fire with fire, to purify yourself and find what is truly real to you. Sometimes you have to just completely take a break and not push yourself. But regardless, my point is that no matter where you are, no matter where you're at, no matter what's happening, you can always fight fire with fire, no matter the circumstance. And there's always that fire that is burning within you, and nothing can put it out. Nothing can destroy it. Nothing can take it away. So that's power. That is very powerful. So if you can find that within yourself, there should be no obstacle. There should be nothing that stops you from living life to the fullest and really loving yourself fully and really just like living the way that you want to live, following your dreams, creating things that you want to create. Any battles or challenges that you might be going through, you can absolutely surpass all of them. You can beat all of them. Any challenge, you can beat it. Just got to use your internal fire, and it's in there, and it's very hot. It's very passionate, and it's very strong, and it's literally unstoppable. And you are absolutely going to find it. It doesn't matter what happens. It's in there. But you choose if you're ready to find it or not. If you're ready to find it, it's going to find you. It's kind of a relationship. It's like you both, like, your internal fire has to seek you and you have to seek your internal fire, vice versa. But when you're ready, you're ready. And you're already ready because that internal fire is already there. It's just about becoming aware of it. Neptune's Owl, I'm out.